The fact that we have had 20 people come up here and vocalize their explicit hatred for black people, instead of giving one argument for why they support Trump, one reason, talking about the economy, talking about his policy, immigration, foreign affairs. No.
I got it. Tourism. Tourism is my reason for, Tourism is down everywhere. I know. That's why I said, because that way I can go to the Smithsonian. It don't be no line. I can just go right in and read about how good slavery was. Shout out to all of the subscribers and the members here on the channel. I am Reese Waters, and this is Racist of the Week, where we expose the stupidity and hypocrisy of discrimination in hopes we can build a more perfect union. And also laugh. As usual, I would like to thank today's sponsor, Racism. And of course, if you have any nominees, you can drop them in the comments. You can email me at admin@ReeseWaters.com. Today's nominee, Maga. Now, if there's anything that has really entrenched itself and become a real integral part of 2025, in addition to elevating prices and rampant disappointment, it would be the silence of Black Maga on all things anti-Black coming from the Trump administration. How many times have I sat right here and called Black Maga to the floor and tried to minister them from the pulpit of truth, only to hear crickets? They be as quiet as that church in the opening scene of Sinners.
Doodle. Come on, son.
Quiet as the church when Marvin Sapp said, close the doors.
I said, close them doors. Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors.
And I wonder why that is. That's not the kind of thing that I will let slide. Not when y'all had so much to say prior to the election, and now we get booed. Okay, you know what? Well, if they're not getting the message, and I think the message is pretty clear, maybe it is the messenger. Maybe I need to cede the floor so they can hear from somebody that they respect. Huh? Oh, a white person. I was somebody they respect. I meant a white person. Enter Dean Withers.
All right. Hey, I just want to be clear here. Republicans hate black people. MAGA hates black people, right? So if you're watching this and you're a black person, MAGA hates you. They hate you. They loathe you. They despise your existence. What's my evidence for this? We've been live for about an hour now. We haven't had one Trump supporter come up here and tell us why they support Trump. No, we haven't. We haven't. We've had maybe 20 people come up here and scream the N-word, though. Republicans are more willing to slur. Republicans are more willing to hate crime. Republicans are more willing to despise you for your existence if you're a black person watching this than they are willing to give one intellectual reason why Donald Trump is a good president.
Take your time, baby. Take your time.
So for everybody watching, I mean, I'm talking about the 2.2 thousand people on YouTube and the 7.3 thousand people on TikTok. This shit should be radicalizing you. I'm being so fucking real. This shit should radicalize you. How scary is that? The millions of Americans that support the president we have today don't support them because of reason, don't support him because of fact, don't support him because of logic. They don't support him because of anything in alignment with reality. They support him out of hate and disdain for you, if you are a black person, right? And once again, the fact that we have had 20 people come up here and vocalize their explicit hatred for black people, instead of giving one argument for why they support Trump, one reason, talking about the economy, talking about his policy, immigration, foreign affairs. No, it's just the N-word.
Now, that was a masterpiece from start to finish, and it gave me a lot. I have a lot that I can respond to, Black Maga. How about y'all? Especially that part where he talked about how they can't give you tangible reasons for supporting Trump. I mean, what would they be? Huh? The economy? Huh? Civil liberties? Is that what it is?
Donald Trump is America. He stands for America, for the people of America, God for us. He wants our country to be what it should be.
I got it. Tourism. Tourism is my reason for, tourism is down everywhere. I know. That's why I said, because that way I can go to the Smithsonian. It don't be no line. I can just go right in and read about how good slavery was.
I hate it here.
And by the way, Black Maga, they're not just saying this on the left. They're saying it on the right, too.
And by the way, you are a token. Hey, Jason, you're a token. You are in conservative media as a black guy that can confer upon white people the dignity of not being called a racist for having their views. That's why you get paid. And that's why I don't, because I didn't have the privilege of being born black. I was born white, so there's a limit on what I can say. There's a limit on what I can say without being penalized in the so-called free marketplace of ideas. And everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows. And everybody's sick of it, especially in the conservative space, that blacks have had it easy. And I'm kind of done with all the Uncle Toms. In a way, I'm done with all the Uncle Toms. I'm done with Jason Whitlock. I'm done with Candace Owens. I'm done with all the Uncle Tom token blacks. Like, you're not that smart. You're not even that conservative. You built your career on a grift that is now dead. You were hired when diversity quotas were a thing. You were hired when white guilt is a thing. I don't feel white guilt. I never have. DEI is over. So now you're done. You need to be fired. Like, you're done.
Now, it's at this point I have to ask the Black Magas. In one respect, you do belong over there because of your rampant selfishness. For whatever biscuits and pats on the head, you are willing to co-sign a narrative that is destructive to everybody that looks like you. But that actually earns your seat over there, because that's the exact same selfishness we see from Magas. That's why we've had the whole FAFO season. But here's my question, and this is why I've said here many times, pick me always ends this way. So if you guys are all just inevitably, just incredibly selfish, why would you think you won't come to an impasse where their selfishness about themselves leaves you out in the cold? Because despite how you like to define yourself when you look in the mirror, that doesn't mean that's how they define you.
Is there anything that Trump could do, any red line that would make you regret your vote?
And that it doesn't seem you're digging for no reason. That to compete,
I want an answer to my question.
I'm trying to tell you.
Yes or no? Is there anything that Donald Trump could do that would make you regret your vote outside of not running on policy? That would
doing something to my daughter. If he personally did something to my daughter, absolutely.
Okay, so if he raped your daughter, you want to vote for him. What if he raped somebody else's daughter?
Then that person shouldn't vote for him.
But you would still vote for him?
I will vote for him. I will vote for the fact that he put something in place where man is not competing against my daughter.
What if he committed a genocide?
Done something to somebody else's child.
I have a question. What if he committed a genocide on the other side of the world? He bombed and killed 1 million people. Would you still support him?
They should retaliate.
But would you regret your vote if tomorrow he dropped a bomb and killed 1 million people in Asia?
If no men had to face against my daughter, absolutely not.
So
That's it. I don't care about y'all, you, or anybody else. I care about mine, my circle, and my household. If he does something to somebody else,
I have a question.
Need to go handle him.
I
If he does something
have a
to mine,
question.
I will handle him.
I have a question. If Donald Trump re-legalized slavery in America, and it didn't personally impact you or your family or anybody that you personally know, but enslaved 5 million African Americans in this
It's a
country,
fucked up situation, and somebody need to pull together so we can turn it around.
would you have regretted your vote?
My vote is about my kids. That's
So
it.
he could literally re-implement slavery, and you still would have stood behind your vote for him.
If it impacts my children,
It didn't
or my
impact your
family,
children.
That's what I'm saying. If it doesn't impact any in my family, then no.
What if he systemically?
Period.
What if he systemically slaughtered every single black person in this country? Would you still?
He need to get dealt with.
But this didn't personally impact you or your family. Would you still support your vote?
My vote for men not to face my children.
Would you regret your vote for Trump if Donald Trump systemically slaughtered every black person?
Because I already told you it's not about Trump. I just told you that. It could be anybody. It could have been the dinosaur. It could have been the leprechaun. For that, so I don't vote for him for anything else. That's it. According to what you played, the audio you played, it sounds like he's a horrible dude. But if you get Trump out of office right now, the next person get in, no matter who it is.
So that guest was an actual psychopath to the fullest extent of what that word means.
Yep, that's right. That is right. If it's okay for me and mine, I would be okay for them to reinstitute slavery. Now, this would have been a moment for Black Maga to pipe in. But, if they wasn't going to pipe in for Shiloh Hendricks, and they wasn't going to pipe in opposition to black fatigue. In fact, that was the one time I did hear from them when it came to black fatigue. Surely they wouldn't have anything to say about any of this. But how are you spending your time, Black Maga? You don't address any of the executive orders coming from this administration that attacks people who look like you. What are you doing?
Why is it that when you ask some black folks on the Trump train why they support him, the first thing they do is trash black people? It's never about policy. It's not about strategy. It's black people are lazy. Y'all love being victims. Democrats keep y'all on the plantation. Really? Your support can't even stand on its own. It has to stand on the backs of your own people. You talk about free thinking, but all you're doing is repeating white conservative talking points that were never made for you, just marketed at you. You call it freedom, but it looks a lot like performance. And this whole colorblind thing, it's a lie. Because the moment y'all show up with Blacks for Trump shirts and photo ops, suddenly race matters again. Suddenly your blackness is useful as long as it's obedient. But when we talk about redlining, mass incarceration, underfunded schools, generational poverty, now you want to pretend none of this is real? See, you can support whoever you want, but if your support requires you to downplay or deny the truth of being black in America, then it's not support. It's submission. And here's the question you can't answer. What has Trump actually done for you? Not what has he said, not what has he promised. What has he done tangibly, specifically for you or our community? I'll wait. Because while you're busy defending him, he's too busy defending January 6th criminals, calling for political revenge and protecting billionaires. He's not thinking about you. So again, support who you want. But don't sell your soul trying to be accepted by people who only value you when you're quiet, compliant, and useful. And again, don't forget to ask yourself, what has Trump done for you anyway?
He put Byron, Tim Scott in. Didn't we get the police in? They threw a plate of biscuits into the middle of a ballroom in February and called it a Black History Month celebration.
Let me fix my bow tie. We at the White House. We back in here. We waiting on President Donald J. Trump. Let's go. Yeah. Big time. I look so good in the red hat.
There you go. There you go. That's what you got. That is what you got. And y'all were oh so happy to sop that up now, weren't you? You were oh so happy. Couple things. The whole free thinking thing, because that's one thing y'all love to say. Oh, I'm a free thinking Black person. You sure? You sure? Yeah. Deviate from the state-run media party line just once. Go ahead. Deviate from that just once. See all that MAGA love. See all that MAGA love and support. See how real that is. Deviate from it just one time. I would love it. I would love it. Also, I love the whole plantation thing is fascinating. Where were the plantations? Where were the plantations? They were where? And those states are what? They're red. Those states are red. So it meant the people descendant from those people that inherited those ideologies are what? They would still be red. Now they would be Magas now all of a sudden. Okay. But that doesn't mean necessarily that kind of mentality is confined to those states or define those states. So let's talk about white supremacy in general. How split is the breakdown on white supremacy between Democrat and Republican? How did the Patriot Front and the Klan and all them, how big is that Klan for Kamala movement? Are they still, the Klan for Kamala still, is that? Oh, they disbanded. Oh, okay. They ain't no Klan for Kamala no more. That's fascinating. But you want to go with a plantation analogy. I guess you go with what you know. I guess you go with what you know. Now, to his thesis about the fact that, in the face of all of this anti-Blackness, they spend their time attacking Black people. Well, let's see. We got Terrence Williams to Obama supporters, and some of my, please stop telling me to go easy on Obama because he was the first Black president. Well, half Black. Well, why are you devoting time to Obama in 2025? We get Laverne Spicer, dear Kamala. Oh, okay, Kamala. We're going at Kamala. Post-Trump stress disorder. I get you really reached in the Wayback Machine. You like, I didn't get all of those self-hatred. I didn't get all of those self-hateful tweets out prior to the election. So some of those, I'm just gonna have to drabble out after the fact. And then we get, dear Black brothers and sisters, y'all need to stop being so MF racist towards white people. Every device you use to cry about racism was invented by white people. I got a question. Is this the same lady that called Congressman Al Green a monkey? Is this? It is in fact that same lady. Gotcha. Cool. And it's also, it is the same lady. You did a whole video outlining her level of confusion and delusion. You did. Okay.
Laverne Spicer writes, there are no pronouns in the Constitution. The Constitution begins with we the people. The first word there is we. We is a pronoun.
Now, could there be a Black Maga cavalcade without Rob Smith attacking a Black woman? Absolutely not. Here he is on Beyonce getting progressively lighter skinned in her 20 plus years, yada, yada, yada. Now, I realize all common sense ain't common, but once you have outlined your hatred for Black women, why would anything you have to say about Black women be valuable after that?
Splish splash, your opinion is trash.
That would be like calling Jerry Jones senile and then expecting sensible decisions. from the cowboys. That would be like if you had issues with the LGBTQ community and then they came to your Turning Point USA event and then that did happen to you, now didn't it? And we can't miss the Cartier family. I think if leftists were more gainfully employed, we wouldn't be hearing about a new thing they're mad about every day. Huh. Well, that's fascinating. Don't y'all love to characterize leftists and Democrats as elites? Wasn't that your whole thing, was like leftists and Democrats were elites and out of touch, and y'all are the party of the working class? Isn't that what y'all like to say? But now they're unemployed. The unemployed elites, is that? I guess you can only see as far as your own personal experience. Yeah, I guess I guess unemployed elites would be the top of the pyramid for you. The more I see what ICE is offering for new agents to join, the more I'm interested. The more y'all tweet, the more sense it makes how you laughed off Nick Fuentes dropping ends. Looks about right.
You gotta be ashamed of yourself. Old as you is.
But while we're criminalizing the poor, Dean Withers had a word for that as well.
So you told me that these benefits go to people in poverty, that incentivizes people to stay in poverty. Empirical outcomes of social safety nets prove you wrong. What we see is that when low-income families have social safety nets, it makes them be less focused on their immediate needs, meaning they're less likely to just go out there and accept any job regardless of what it's willing to pay. And it incentivizes them to spend more time going to trade school, going to an online university, or maybe getting a job that takes a little bit longer to apply through and go through all the interview processes of. This causes low-income Americans to have more economic mobility, meaning it's easier for them to scale their income to go from existing as a low-income American to a median-income American. I'll even give you an example. Think about it. There's a single mother of three that has to feed her children. Well, if she doesn't have government assistance, Medicaid, or anything to help her feed her children, she's going to immediately turn around and do what?
I don't know, try to find a higher paying job, I guess.
Okay, any job that is in arm's reach, meaning that she'll be more likely to accept a minimum wage job at maybe a place like McDonald's, okay? And now that we've gotten to the first base that she has this very low paying job because it was an immediate job in reach, what is she going to do once she has that job? Because she has to feed 3 children, she's going to work a lot of hours, right?
I guess she should have thought about that before having that many children.
Okay, Devin. So now instead of you combating my point that social safety nets help individuals scale from existing as a low income,
well, no, it's just like you don't know.
One second.
You really don't know.
Wait. Now, I'm going to go ahead and finish. So now instead of trying to refute my argument that social safety nets help individuals scale from existing as a low income American to a medium income American to a high income American, instead of refuting my argument that they return a positive ROI, and it is the case that this not only benefits low income Americans but the country as a whole, your argument is rather that she should have thought about that before she had the kids. Well, I don't know. Maybe if we were not telling women that, old white men and that serve in their state legislature have an immediate and ultimate control and say-so over what she does with her bodies, maybe if we taught sex ed in school, maybe if we banned forms of contraception, she wouldn't have had those kids, given that she didn't want to. Maybe you should have thought about that before you came up here to shit on low-income families, when in all fucking reality, you're sitting on a TikTok live wasting your day away when many people in these low-income families are working harder than you ever will a day in your life just to meet the bare necessities to provide for them and their family. And because we have rich white boys like Devin down here who don't understand a single concept or principle of macroeconomics, don't understand that it's not only ethical but also prudential to just at least accept that low-income families surviving on a couple dollars an hour to feed a family should probably pay less in taxes and receive more in benefits than people who could just spend $5,000 on a new GPU, and how that actually has a positive return on our economy because these social safety nets increase economic mobility, increase average GDP per capita, and allow for an easier transition existing as an American in poverty to American outside of poverty. You don't want to hear. So what is it? Are you just a spineless, hateful, vindictive fuck who wants to do nothing but shit on poor people all day because you have absolutely no self-confidence?
We don't need a B. We don't need a B. I think that's definitely it. And while we're at it, I just need to know how much energy you guys want to give all of these attacks on low-income working class people. Is that a road y'all want to go down, Maga? Is that a road y'all want to go down? I just want to, just to be clear, because y'all certainly have a lot to say when the people in your mind are black. You don't care when the people in your mind are black, but it feels a little bit different when it's good old hardworking Americans. Here comes Officer Tatum. Trump fumbled Epstein, but he's still my guy. Wow. Wow, Black Maga. Wow. I didn't think y'all were going to go all the way. Wow. I didn't think y'all were going to go down that rabbit hole. Nah. You got it. You got that one. Nah, but Dean got something for that too.
My argument is I want to protect my daughters. My argument is I want to protect women. How is it that...
Right. You want to protect your daughters, but if your daughters... No. You want to protect your daughters, but if your daughter was E. Jean Carroll and Donald Trump, you still would have voted him into the Oval Office. You want to protect your daughters, but if your daughter was Katie Johnson and your daughter accused Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein of her, you would have still voted Trump into office. You want to protect your daughters, but if your daughter was a 10-year-old girl going up the escalator in 1992 that Donald Trump turned around and said he'd be dating in 10 years, you would have still voted him into office. You want to protect your daughters, but if your daughters competed in Miss Teen USA or Miss USA when they were adults, and Donald Trump walked backstage to look at them all their then told Howard Stern publicly about how good their boobs looked, you still would have voted for him. You want to protect your daughters. But if your daughters were the reason why Donald Trump was listed in the Epstein files, and then Donald Trump turned around and wanted to conceal and protect them from the American people because he doesn't want to be truthful and transparent about the man he is, you still would have voted him for office. See, I'm not willing to believe a word that comes out of your mouth about your daughters, because at the end of the day, you don't give a about your daughters, at least when Donald Trump has anything to do with mistreating them, abusing them, them or perving on them while they were sir. That's why I reject all of this. I think that this is baseless virtue signaling for a man that claims to be good, for a man that claims to care about family values, for a man that claims to care about women and girls, for a man that claims to be all of these things, but guess what? When push comes to shove and you are faced with a menace to society, you're still going to vote him in, because what the hell is a red line? I bet you know what the hell a member of a cult is, though.
You know what's crazy, right? You're arguing with me about family values, and you don't even have a family. You don't have kids. You don't even have a wife. Yeah. I have kids. I have my wife. And you're trying to argue to me about family values.
Are you pro-life?
You're trying to argue to me about family values.
Are you pro-life?
I am pro-life.
Do you have a uterus?
I'm pro-life. Absolutely, I'm pro-life.
Do you have a uterus?
Why is this question what are you talking about?
Okay, so then why is it relevant if I have a family?
Because you can't speak about family values if you don't have a family.
Great, so then you can't speak about abortion unless you have a uterus.
He killing y'all, Black Maga. Y'all gonna have to do something. He killing you. Y'all ain't looked this bad since that tap dancing video. I think I could use that as like an interstitial, like in between, just blast this video. Just have that in between all the different chapters of this video, like a DVD. Remember the old DVDs be in the random chapters? I just like splice that all throughout this video. I had this idea at the end, so if you see it at the beginning, now you know why. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. And I want to give you a quick warning moving forward. You may look at the runtime of my videos and see a 2 or maybe even a 1.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
I can't do it, player. I can't do it. No, I need a hard 30 because I put you on so that my granny can go to sleep. And I need a hard 30 so that I can sneak out the house. I can't do the 15 and the 20 and the 25. Nah, that don't work for me.
He's out of line, but he's right.
Well, I listened to you guys when you told me that you wanted more content.
You tripping, bro. You tripping.
That don't make sense. That don't make sense. Anybody else? No, that is literally the opposite of what you said. Wait a minute. Are you doing the MAGA thing? He doing the MAGA thing when he say something and he mean the complete opposite. You ain't slick.
Wrong.
Well, part of my thought process in determining what videos to make is whether or not I can get a whole episode out of it. So in many instances, there are so many videos that could have been made that didn't because I needed them to be a certain length. And quite frankly, that's stupid. And it makes me feel cold on the inside.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Not as cold as I'm gonna be if I'm stuck in the house with Granny. I can tell you that right now. Well, look, hey, if you said it's gonna be more content, that means it's gotta be more videos, huh? That's what you said.
I'm from around the way. I'm leaving with something.
So that means there will be more videos. So there'll be more BOGO days where I release multiple videos on a single day, as I just did this past weekend. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and you turn on your notifications because you won't want to miss these premieres. And I'm also working on an audio feed, which is, by the way, already set up over on Patreon. That's patreon.com/ReeseWaters. So those of you that are interested in a podcast format can get that content that way as well. I can work with that. No, I can work with that. Yeah, because I can put on the audio and they can just roll from one episode to the next. So that's cool. So no, we good. But you still ain't told me why your mustache is sitting so far from your lip.